Hi, class. Last time we've been learning about the different environments in our world. Can you name three? We have wetlands, desert, grasslands, the tundra, the forests, and the ocean environment. Let's see if we named them all. So we have ocean and ocean basins, the tundra, grasslands, forests, deserts, and wetlands. Maybe some of you were able to name all of them. So we know that our environments make up our earth, and the animals that live in those environments have adaptations for them. But what happens when there is a change in the environment? When there's a change in the environment, so there might be a change in the structure of the plants, it may be a change in the weather and the climate. It might disrupt the animal's home or way of surviving. So animals will be affected by this. So we're going to take a look at the beaver and how a beaver changes the environment. And it's natural. Okay, so all plants and animals change the environment in which they live. They do this in a natural way. Trees create shade. Flowers produce very nice smells. Squirrels dig burrows in the soil. Woodpeckers drill holes in trees. And every animal eats something. Most changes to the environment are small, and it doesn't disrupt the environment. Most plants and animals living there continue to go about their business, and they don't need to worry about adapting. Some animals, however, change the environment a lot. As a result, many animals living in the environment must move or die or adapt. They have to adapt some way. Plants cannot move, so if the changes are bad for them, the plant will die. One animal that makes big changes to its environment is the beaver. Beavers live around water. They build a mud and stick lodge right in the water. The entrance to the lodge is underground. So some of you are going to remember our beaver essay that we did at the beginning of the school year. And so you can see this is a mud stick lodge. What the beaver will do, they find a lake or pond nearby, or maybe even find a stream. What the beaver will do next, check this out. This is a pond created by a beaver dam. The beavers will build a dam so they can have a pond, so they can build their lodge. Can you see the beaver lodge in the background there? There's the beaver lodge. So this really changes the environment. Part of their lodge is where they live and raise their young, is above water. Beavers are safe and comfortable in their lodge. If a lake or pond is nearby, the beaver family make its lodge there. So sometimes they don't always make a dam, but if there's only a stream, the beavers will build a dam to make a pond. First, they use their large, sharp front teeth to cut down trees by the stream. They cut off the branches and drag them into the stream. They put mud and rocks on the branches to hold them in place. Then they add more branches and more mud. And then eventually they build their pond. The beavers are making a dam. They keep adding to the dam until it reaches all the way across the stream. Water is trapped to form a pond. The beavers then build their lodge. So what about the plants and the other animals living in the stream environment? Some of them benefit from the beavers' work. Others can't live there anymore. The beavers cut down the trees for food and building material. This means less shade. When water floods the land around the stream, the grasses, bushes, and trees living there will die. insects, snakes, squirrels, and all the other land animals have to move out because maybe their home was destroyed because it was in those plants and trees and bushes. They have to adapt, so they need to move out and find another home. When beavers build a pond, the animals that live on the land by the stream are forced to move, and the plants growing along the shore will die. It's different for aquatic plants and animals. So these are plants and animals that live in the water. Fish and frogs have a lot more room to live, so it gives more room for the frogs. Aquatic plants like cattails and water lilies thrive. Some aquatic insects like dragonflies and mosquitoes benefit from the changed environment. Aquatic plants and animals grow and reproduce to take advantage of the large environment created by the beavers. So you can see how it's changed the environment. So animals that normally lived on the dry part of the land, when it was just a stream, they have to move out. They need to adapt to this type of environment, or they need to move away and find another place to live, or they will die, which a lot of plants do. But then the animals that live in the water, or they can live around the water closely, like the frogs and fish and other insects, they're just given more room. So their environment just grew. So there's going to be more of them. Beavers are not the only animals that change streamside environments. Humans do too. People build dams on rivers and streams. People also change the environment along rivers and streams when they build towns, houses, and farms. Right now in our earth and our world, humans are the greatest cause to changes in environments. When we build new home and housing developments, that disrupts homes where those animals used to live. They have to move away and find more other space to live. Changes along rivers and streams are detrimental to one small rabbit in California called the riparian bush rabbit. So here's a picture of a riparian in its environment. It might look very similar to some of the rabbits we might see around here. The word riparian means along a river or stream. So they live near rivers and streams. Bushes, vines, and branches grow thick along rivers and streams. The brush rabbit thrives in this environment because it has places to hide and sleep and to protect itself. It has the river for food and water, and it eats berries and plants along the stream. When people build homes and plow fields for farms, they clear away the brush. When this happens, the brush rabbit has no place to hide. Without protection, it is easily caught by coyotes, raccoons, and hawks. So if you notice at the rabbit, his eyes are on the side of its head. It has long ears to hear. This is an animal that has many predators. So without the brush to protect itself, it has no place to hide, or its hole in its home is gone. So this animal is not going to thrive as well it would be when their homes are taken away. In the year 2000, the riparian brush rabbit was listed as endangered. That means it is in danger of dying out. That means the species, the riparian bush rabbit, could all disappear. There was only one population living in a state park. When the park flooded in 1997, the rabbits were nearly wiped out. Wildlife biologists figured out that something must be done to provide a suitable environment for the brush rabbits. If not, all the rabbits could die. So when the environment changes for an animal, it must adapt to survive, or it will die out. It needs to adapt, or it needs to move on to find another home. And sometimes that can be very difficult, especially when lots of changes are occurring. Something is being done. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the California State University, Stanislaus, and a private ranch have joined forces. These three groups are working together to provide a good environment for brush rabbits. a small group of adult rabbits was released at a ranch by the San Joaquin River. The brush is thick, the environment is good for riparian brush rabbits. Everyone is hoping that the released rabbits will have offspring, increase in number, and start a new population. So you can see this happened about 20 years ago. And I haven't checked up on the riparian bush rabbit, but this seems like a good idea. They found a new environment in an area that would probably be too far for them to find. And I'm sure their new population, I'm sure their numbers are up and doing well. So the takeaway from this lesson is changes in the environment causes animals needing to adapt, to move away so they can survive or they will die. We're going to be focusing on some animals that might be endangered because of the changes in our environment or changes in the environment, and looking at some of the causes of changes in our environment.